Philadelphia as the Quakers get ready to take on the Meadowbrook Colts. I'm Scott Robinson along with Chuck Rest. Chuck, Meadowbrook's down to its third-string quarterback while the Quakers' offense is starting to click.
Yes, I think so, Scott, tonight. I think Coach Dennison's really excited about what's going on this week in practice. Got some things changed around with the big win against Indian Valley last week. I know Meadowbrook's struggling, but they do have a potent offense when they get it going. So, let's say hopefully it'll be a game tonight.
We'll come back, talk to both coaches here in a moment on the McInturf Realty pregame show, so stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. And back on the McInturf Realty pregame show with New Philadelphia Quaker head coach Matt Dennison. Matt, you rebounded last week against Indian Valley, big win. That's got to give your team some confidence.
Yeah, it was what we needed. We needed to go out and play, good, effective game, and that's what we did. And, we need to string a couple of those together. And, tonight's a good night. We need to come out and play well.
Defense has really played well over the last 3 games, giving up an average of 7 points.
Yeah, defense is coming along. We're moving some guys around. We're playing. We got some quick guys in there that can run to the football pretty well, and we're really starting to find our niche.
Meadowbrook's been kind of banged up with injuries. They go to their third-string quarterback tonight, but you can't overlook them.
No, you know what? They're going to run the option probably, and they'll probably put a running back or someone like that in there. And when you got the option, when you run power as well as they do, we've got some things we got to worry about. We got to stop the run.
What are a couple of keys for the Quakers tonight?
Well, first of all, we got to defensively, we got to stop the run. We can't let them move the chains a lot either. We've got to get our offense on the field, and then offense, we got to be consistent. And we told our kids all week long, we got to make the routine play, and then that will turn in with our athleticism. The routine play, doing things right, the little things right, turns into a big play.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Scott.
New Philadelphia head coach Matt Dennison. We'll come back with more on the McInturf Realty pregame show in a moment. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports. And back on the McInturf Realty pregame show with Meadowbrook Colts head coach Mitch Bendel. Coach, seems like you've really been bitten by the injury bug so far.
We have 2 years in a row now. We've lost our starting quarterback for the year. Last week we lost our backup quarterback. Had some suspension kids last week for disciplinary reasons, and we're just looking to try to get back on track this week.
When you look at the Quakers, they pose a lot of problems offensively, and their defense has been playing well too.
New Philly, they always play sound defense. They got a lot of athletes over there. They're quick on defense. Kind of the bend don't break defense. Seems like every year we move the ball well on them, but just can't manage to get over that hump and put a lot of points on the board. Offensively, they got a lot of weapons. They're good at the quarterback, good at tailback, good at the wideouts. We need to play a good ball game tonight.
What are some of the keys that the Colts are going to have to do well tonight?
Well, we have our number 3 quarterback in tonight, so we're really going to have to rely on our tailbacks tonight. We have to have a good rushing attack tonight. We've done well last couple years running the football. Last year, our tailback had 185 yards rushing. We need to do that tonight. Move the chains, keep the ball out of Miller's hands.
All right. Well, good luck tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Coach Mitch Bendel of the Meadowbrook Colts. So we'll have the kickoff for tonight's game in just a moment. That's been the McInturf Realty pregame show. Stay with us right here on Big Time Sports.
Meadowbrook offensively, they just need to find some consistency in the running and passing game again. I think they were looking at heading that direction, had both injuries, and that kind of took them. And Coach Bendel also said today they got to be big third down stoppers.
The ball is going to be taken by McKnight at the 29-yard line, and he'll be stopped at the 35 where the Quakers will take it over first down and 10. Went to one of the short men. And there you get a good look at the Quakers starting offense. George Miller at quarterback. He's done it all for the Quakers as he has completed a significant amount of 42 of 72 for 706 yards and 6 touchdowns. Tyler Dumermuth at flanker. Bryant McKnight at split end. In the backfield, they've got Cooper Hill and Will McEwen, a new backfield since we've seen him, the Quakers, a couple of weeks ago.
Well, that's the thing. You're starting a freshman at fullback tonight with Cooper Hill. Played a lot last week against Indian Valley. Coach Dennison very high on this freshman.
So Will McEwen will be a tailback behind Hill. Miller under center against this 3-5 defense of Meadowbrook. And right away, we have a timeout by the New Philadelphia Quakers before they run their first play, and that cannot make Coach Matt Dennison very happy.
Oh, I don't think it is, and I think he looked at what Meadowbrook come out off or on defense, and they were double covering McKnight over here to begin with. Maybe he wanted to go to a pass right off the get-go to see if they get up quick. So, he had to call that timeout again. 2 young guys in the backfield also.
Well, Will McEwen has really shown some speed and agility It certainly adds another dimension. Plus, it allows him to get Tyler Dumermuth out into space if he can catch the pass from Jordan Miller. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Quakers from their own 36-yard line as we are underway. And Miller's going to hand it off to McEwen off the right side, out across the 40 to maybe the 41-yard line. And a nice gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5.
Well, the thing about Coach Dennison and his offense right now, I think that McEwen really became a big surprise for him at, in two-a-days this year, and he saw some great things there. But Cooper Hill, again, at fullback, has really, like you said, Scott, made some dimensions for the Quakers.
Second down and 5. Miller looks to the outside. McKnight is there, has the first down. And quickly wrapped up by the Meadowbrook Colts as we take another look.
See, just a little three-step drop right there by Jordan Miller. Turns around, a little stop pattern by McKnight. But again, big gain of 5 yards. Move the sticks for the Quakers.
So Jesse Freimer with the tackle. It'll be first down and 10 for the Quakers at their own 48-yard line. Wideouts to the right, the handoff. McEwen finds some running room, then gets hit hard as he blasts into Meadowbrook territory at the 47-yard line. Nice, strong gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. So the Quakers getting ready to send in the play with Zach Poorman. And McKnight will go wide to the right side. Poorman comes to the left, the bottom of your screen. They'll stay in the eye behind Miller. McEwen again. Hits the hole between the guard and tackle on the left side and has more positive yardage. Gain of 3. It'll be third down and 2.
Well, Scott, the thing about New Philly right now, what you just mentioned a bit ago, was being able to take Tyler Dumermuth, move him out to a receiver slot. Now you've got McKnight and Dumermuth outside. These two young guys are being able to step up and run the football for them, and it just helps their offense be a lot more balanced.
Matthew Mallett and Caleb Price among the linebackers, along with Timothy Maurer and Brock Miracle. The defensive tackles, Zach Calder and Adam Eagleson. Seth Barnett is the nose tackle as Vinny Granato in motion. The handoff to McEwen. He'll have the first down inside the 41-yard line at the 40. And the chains will move again.
And there again, that's what we just talked about a little bit on the keys of the game was talking to Coach Bendel. That was his big thing, that they seem like they do well on first and second down, get teams in third and 3, third and 4 situations, but they haven't been able to consistently stop the third down play.
So first down and 10 for the Quakers at the 40-yard line of the Meadowbrook Colts. And so far it's been a pretty steady drive. And, in talking with Matt Dennison before the game, it's pretty much what he wants to do is to establish the Quaker offense, and they've done that here so far. Miller looks to go long, in trouble, gets loose from one defender and taken down back at the midfield stripe. And a penalty flag is down as well.
Well, big loss right there by Meadowbrook's defense, but
face mask call
against the Colts.
We had a face mask
call on the Colts, so that's going to, negate that big play for the Colts and come back probably with a first down for the Quakers.
If that was a face mask, it was pretty ticky-tack, I would say.
Look at that. I think maybe the official might have been on the other side of that, and it just looked like it was a face mask there.
The hand might have brushed across it. I'm not sure that he actually grasped it, but good news for the Quakers. It'll give them a 5-yard penalty and a first down, but it'll be first and 15. So the Quakers with it. First down and 15. McEwen tries to get to the outside. He's ripped down at the 44-yard line after a gain of 1. And it will be second down and 14.
Again, Meadowbrook's in a great position right now with second and 14, and I think you got to look at the Quakers to go ahead and put the ball in the air on this play, at least to pick up some of the yardage here that they need for a first down. So we'll see what Coach Dennison comes out with here.
Clock rolling, 8:42 to go here in the first quarter. Miller drops back, blitz is on. Miller standing up and then taken down. Stood strong in the pocket. Good coverage, though, by the Meadowbrook Colts. And as you look at the players coming back, Bryant McKnight double covered, and they had some serious coverage in that defensive backfield.
Well, we also have a hold here that we just kind of got a late hold and a late flag from the official. We got a hold on New Philly's offensive line on that, too. And like you said, that's the thing right there that you got to really look at. You can't put New Philly in that situation where a defense knows you're going to throw the football, because they can double cover on the outside with McKnight and Dumermuth, and then they can also send the linebacker inside for a little bit of pressure.
A little surprised the Quakers have not gone to the shotgun yet. They may here with 3rd and long.
Well, I think that's the thing right now that you know, you got to have a running game, and you really don't want to run a whole lot out of the shotgun. But again, on another situation here where you've got Miller that can sit back there and throw out of the shotgun, you kind of wonder sometimes why they're not in the shotgun a little bit more.
So the Colts in their 3-5 defense show blitz. Miller can't hang on to the football, and then he gets pummeled at about the 49-yard line. Loss of a couple more. It'll be 4th down. The Quakers will have to punt, and let's take another look at the breakdown in the backfield of the Quakers.
Well, right there, Jordan, low snap. Jordan was moving backwards before he actually got a handle on the football, and at that time, again, linebackers coming, and there's just nobody picking him up.
Brock Miracle making the stop for the Colts. And Tyler Dumermuth will drop back to kick it for the Quakers. Nice punt. That'll be fielded by the Colts, and not much there as Josh Quinn returns it back to the Meadowbrook 24, maybe the 25-yard line, where they'll have it 1st down and 10.
Well, offensively right there, Quakers come out, pick up a couple quick first downs, moving the football pretty well, and then shoot themselves in the foot with a couple holding penalties, and that just puts Meadowbrook on the offense.
There you take a look at the Meadowbrook offense. Matthew Kennedy, the 3rd-string quarterback. Brock Miracle probably going to get worn out tonight from what we understand, although it was coach speak early on, so we'll see how that goes. He's in the backfield along with Josh Quinn. So in the backfield, the carry by Josh Quinn, and not so sure that Coach Bendel didn't provide us with maybe some lineups that maybe he changed before the game. As we take a look at the Quaker defense, the defensive tackles Miller and Friend, Zach Elkhorn, the nose guard, the defensive ends Witter, outside linebacker Tyler Dumermuth, Matt Thompson, John Phillips at the linebacker spots, and you see the defensive backfield. And there's nowhere to go for Meadowbrook.
Well, I think so far the teams have, scouted New Philly and stuff. I think everybody looks at them and sees that you can probably move the football a lot easier on the ground than you can through the air on the Quakers, just running right at them. So I think that's what Coach Bendel probably come into tonight and said, we got a 3rd-string quarterback. We need to get him set, get his feet underneath him, so we got to be able to move the football on the ground, and that's what they've tried to do here the first.
Something we haven't seen very often is your starting quarterback playing the defensive line. Not something that often happens. 3rd down and 8. A fumble as Kennedy can't hang on to the snap. He's in trouble. Dumermuth's there. The pass incomplete. And Meadowbrook lucky that it was an incomplete pass. It saved a lot of yardage. So Matthew Kennedy at the quarterback spot having a little trouble here early on.
Well, that's there again. First time he's actually played quarterback with the varsity was this week in practice, and I'm sure he's got a few nerves gone, and then the snap was just a little bit low that time and got by him. So, and again, New Philly had some pressure coming from Dumermuth.
Jesse Freimeyer with the kick. McKnight is going to chase after it back at the 36-yard line, gets a couple of blocks, takes it down the sideline, and he is going to go all the way. And the Quakers on the board first with a Bryant McKnight punt return with 5:34 to go in the first quarter. Let's see if we can maybe get another look at it here when we have time. All right, let's go to the extra point here. Andrew Sofer on to try the extra point. And the extra point is up. And the extra point is good. So with 5:34 to go here in the first quarter, New Philadelphia leading at 7-0 on a punt return. I'm going to say was about 65 yards.
That was about right, I think, and even without the replay on there, McKnight, it was a low line drive kick that kind of got away from him to begin with, and I kind of thought he was going to let it go, and then all of a sudden at the last second he picked it up and had a couple nice blocks, and he took it right down the sidelines.
Yeah, the blocks were really the key at about the 40-yard line. He got two terrific blocks
that
really opened it up, and then Meadowbrook lagged in the coverage, and he was gone.
He actually went in, when he picked the ball up, he was untouched when he went all the way down. So that was a big special teams play for New Philly.
Huge momentum play. Now the Quakers will kick it away as Caleb Solution to do the duties. And there you get a good look at the mascot in the stands tonight. Down below us. It's a funny looking Quaker.
All right, we're trying to come up with some new things here at New Philadelphia.
And Solution will kick it away. Back deep, Quinn will take it out to the 10, the 15, to the 20, and out to about the 22-yard line before the Quakers converge, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Meadowbrook Colts. With 5:27 to go here in the first quarter, New Philadelphia on top on the Dover Philly Federal Credit Union scoreboard. So Kennedy will look to the sideline to get the play from head coach Mitch Bendel. And Freimeyer will come wide to the right side. They'll stay in the eye. And that ball maybe bobbled a bit.
Yeah, I believe he bobbled the snap right there, and he kind of stepped on the foot of the guard, I believe, when he tried to turn around and hand it off. So
Brock Miracle back out to the 20-yard line, lost about 3. It'll be second down and 13.
Well, this is things that Meadowbrook can't have happen to them right now and want to stay in the football game is they got to be able to establish some sort of a running game here, if nothing else, just to take some time off the clock.
Well, Coach Bendel alluded to the fact they've had injuries, they've had disciplinary actions. It has not been a dream season, I don't think, at Meadowbrook. A handoff straight ahead, not much there as they unpile. And on the carry, it's Josh Riggins. And I think what they've tried to do is just alternate running backs in there as best they can to try and keep everybody fresh, because they've got a lot of players going both ways.
And I think that was just a little fullback trap by him, just a pretty safe play to try to get some positive yards for him. And like you said, they've just had a lot of problems on and off the field. And after the first couple games, they started out the season scoring, I think, 35, 25 points a ball game, and offensively they were clicking a little bit here. But again, with the problems that's come up here in the last 2 or 3 weeks, they've really kind of struggled.
So we've got a timeout on the field. That'll allow us to tell you that when the clock's winding down and your company's printing project deadline's fast approaching, it's time to call the graphic communications specialists at Newhouse Printing. They handle everything from graphic design to large format banners. So let the professionals at Newhouse Printing handle all of your printing needs when the game's on the line, where award-winning results are a tradition. Call Newhouse Printing today at 330-343-1242 or visit their website at www.newhouseprinting.com. So the Colts facing a 3rd down and 11, and they have not had an easy road so far as the Quakers, through some excellent special teams play, score a touchdown. and have the early lead. Third down, Kennedy under center. Quakers showing they might bring a few people. Kennedy rolling to his right. It's going to be intercepted and then dropped by Wright at the 31-yard line. So Meadowbrook will have to punt the football away again to the ever-dangerous Quakers.
Well, there again, too, I think that the New Philly's seen something in the special teams of Meadowbrook, and I think they're going to try to bring somebody every time, just if nothing else, to disrupt the punter, and like they did last time, and with what McKnight and his speed that he's got back there.
And the punt off the side of the foot takes a Quaker bounce and will be stopped out at about the 37-yard line. And, it's kind of interesting. Meadowbrook, in its second year of pay-to-play, they're charging about $200 a student, according to Coach Bendel. And if you look at the far sideline, they don't have a lot of players out.
No, they don't. I think the first year, from what I understand, that the Boosters Club picked up, a lot of the tab for all the student athletes at Meadowbrook, but that was only a one-year deal. So this year, I think, was where they had to pay to play on their own, and you can see their rosters kind of depleted from that a little bit.
So the Quakers, first down and 10 at the Meadowbrook 36-yard line. They'll come out in the eye. Miller looks to the outside. Dummermuth, one-handed catch, takes it down the sideline, but steps out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, the ball was thrown a little bit behind Tyler, and I'll tell you, he just made a heck of a catch right there, stayed in bounds, and went ahead and picked up about 8 yards after the catch.
So it'll be second down and 2 for the Quakers. It's easy for Jordan Miller when he's on the short side of the field to just walk over and say, Coach, what do you want to run next? That makes it a little bit easier, saves on some of the substitutions. At the 28 of Meadowbrook. The handoff straight ahead, Phillips. And looks like he is going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, just a little fullback track right there to Phillips, and picked up about a yard on that. Meadowbrook's defense stepped up to the task on that one. And like you were alluding to there a minute ago, that I think that's become a thing right now with high school and college football, where a lot of times if you don't have a lot of subs or you got the teams in you have, the quarterback will just come over to the coach and get to play.
Third down and 1. As Miller will hand off to Dummermuth. He'll cut it inside and down to the 25-yard line. That will be good enough to move the chains, and another first down for New Philly.
Well, you can see right here, Scott, that we've had two series of football and with the Quakers on offense, and they've had two different sets of guys in the backfield, where Phillips and Dummermuth are in this series, and you saw in the first series you had McEwen and Cooper Hill. So that's given some.
Miller, three-step drop, looks to the outside, and it's incomplete.
Tried to throw that one to Matt Burek, the tight end, on just a little bit of an out pattern, and kind of threw it a little bit behind him. Matt couldn't get turned around.
Upcoming on Big Time Sports, next week we'll have Claymont at Dover. On October the 12th, we'll have New Philadelphia hosting Cambridge. And then on Saturday the 13th at Strasburg at Tuscarora with Central Catholic, as we have another injury for the Meadowbrook Colts.
Now that's one thing right there. I don't think they can ill afford right here to have any injuries tonight on them.
Don't forget, everywhere you look, chances are you're seeing their work. That's because the Gundy family's in the third generation of providing the best quality construction practices in eastern Ohio. They're fully prepared to work with architects on new building designs and with the experience to understand your project-specific requirements. Working with a construction company has never been easier. The proof really is everywhere you look. On your next project, let Benchmark Construction prove their quality, experience, and service to you. So, as we see one of the linemen go off the field, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more action in a moment here on Big Time Sports. Seth Barnett, the injured Meadowbrook Colt, off the field, and now with 2:59 to go in the first quarter, the Quakers, they hand off to Tyler Dimmermuth, and he is met quickly by Matt Mallett, and actually may have lost about half a yard.
Yeah, that's going to put him in about a 3rd down and 11 situation here for New Philly now. And again, I think you put a little bit of pressure coming up the middle from Meadowbrook and go ahead and try to double cover the receivers and see what Jordan can do with the football at that point in time.
Zach Poorman to the left, McKnight and Dimmermuth to the right. John Phillips in the backfield with Jordan Miller in the shotgun. Miller looks to go long, and Matt Burek was open, just overthrew him a bit. And now on 4th down, you've got to think they'll go for it again.
Oh, I would think so right here. You're in a situation with Dimmermuth, the way he punts the ball. He'd punt it out of the end zone, so I would certainly think you can see here on the replay, it was just a streak by the tight end Burek right down the field. He was wide open. Jordan just overthrew him a little bit, had to get rid of it. He had some pressure again.
So it'll be 4th down and about 11. Good look there at Jordan Miller, University of Akron signee. Miller rolling to his right, has a man out there, caught and dropped, incomplete.
Well, Granado ran just a deep down and out pattern on that, hit him right in the hands, and as he caught it right there, the defender from Meadowbrook put the hit on him, and he just couldn't quite keep his concentration.
So with 2:14 to go here in the first quarter, the New Philadelphia Quakers turn it over, and Meadowbrook will take it back. So the Meadowbrook Colts faced with the challenge of trying to work against the Quaker defense, which has only given up 7 points a game on average over the last 3 games. They look for the option, and Kennedy is clobbered in there by John Phillips.
Oh, what a hit right there by Phillips. Kennedy thought he probably had a little bit of running room once he turned it up inside, and Phillips just came. You can see right here, had a little bit of an opening right there, and Phillips just came straight down the line from his linebacker spot and just put one right on him.
The Weaver Barnes Rewind, brought to you by Weaver Barnes.
That's a pretty good linebacker hit right there, Scott.
Textbook as it's 2nd down and 10. Kennedy drops the football, picks it up, no room to run, and the Quakers get to him right away, and it'll be 3rd down. You know, one of the things that Coach Bendel said in his pregame interview was, we want to hold on to the ball and take some time off the clock, and when you drop the ball like that, it makes it pretty difficult.
Yeah, this is about their 3rd or 4th center quarterback exchange that they couldn't get the handle on, and that just, things like that just frustrate coaches. But he also knows that, he's got one in there that's a rookie with the varsity experience, and it's just tough to get mad at the situation you're in.
3rd down and 11 out of the shotgun. The snap to Kennedy. He's going to take it himself, and not much room to run. Maybe out to the 29-yard line. And enough room really just to punt the football away.
Well, another nice defensive stand by the Quakers right there. Going to force the Colts to punt the ball. And again, I'm sure that pressure will come from Dimmermuth from the side. He's getting closer and closer every time on blocking a punt. And then you saw the last one was just off the side of his foot because he had to get it off so quick.
So the punt again this time. Not particularly good, although it does take a Meadowbrook bounce to the Quaker 44-yard line, and that's where New Philadelphia will take over with 17 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, New Philly's going to end up with good field position again, which they've had pretty much all night long, and they've got 7 points on the board so far here, just because the Colts defense has been able to step up to the task a little bit.
Don't forget, following our game tonight, we'll be naming a Manor Restaurant MVP. And the Manor Restaurant MVP will receive a Big Time Sports t-shirt and a gift certificate to the Manor Restaurant. Straight ahead, Tyler Dunramuth keeps the feet moving, gets inside of Meadowbrook territory at the 49-yard line. And that will wrap up the first quarter with the New Philadelphia Quakers leading the Meadowbrook Colts 7-0 on the Dover Philly Federal Credit Union scoreboard. We'll come back with second quarter action in a moment. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports. And back with second quarter action at Woody Hayes Quakers Stadium. The Quakers with it at the 49-yard line of the Colts. Second down and 3. Dummermuth breaks off a run down to the 35 and to the 33-yard line. As the Colts struggle to make the tackle there.
You can see on the replay right here was just a little bit of lead up in there. Tyler finally hit the hole right up in there tough, bounced it to the outside a little bit and picked up the way he ran the ball, or that we're used to seeing Tyler Dunramuth run the football. The last couple of plays that he's run, he's really kind of stepped it up right in there and taken the ball and moved it down the field.
I formation lined up behind Miller on first down and 10. Foreman wide to the right side. They look to the left. McKnight's got it. Spins to the outside, and he's out of bounds. Just short of the first down at the 24-yard line.
Nice little 8-yard stop pattern by McKnight. 3-step drop by Jordan Miller. Puts it right on the money. You know, Bryant doesn't drop too many of those passes, so that's going to most of the time be positive yardage for the Quakers.
Second down and 1 for New Philadelphia. It's senior night, so there certainly is a little something that gives the Quakers an added incentive in this one. Miller looks to the outside, and a little too much as the pass intended for Alex Barrow. And they're trying to get a number of different receivers involved in this one.
That's what we're looking at right there. It just looked like that, you know, the Quakers, when they can throw the little stomp pattern, throw the little out pattern with consistency, that's just really going to open up their run game. And I think that's what Coach Dennison's trying to do on this series right here is just mix the run and the pass in to keep Meadowbrook off balance.
So they'll stay in the eye on third down and 1. Yeah, well, the Quakers try and get it the easy way, but that unfortunately turns out badly as Dummermuth actually loses yardage back to the 26-yard line. And quickly you see Coach Matt Dennison go to the play sheet and decide, well, let's see, what are we going to do here?
Well, they're going to go for it, I'm sure,
absolutely.
right here that, you know, there's just no way. They're out of field goal range. You know, you got to be able to pick up 3 yards. You know, look for a little stop pattern possibly or a little out pattern to because I would certainly think that Meadowbrook's going to try to put some pressure on.
So they stay in the eye. McKnight wide to the right side. Granato to the left. Meadowbrook showing blitz. They'll go the quick pitch to Dummermuth. They'll throw long. Got a man wide open. Touchdown Quakers to Vinny Granato from Tyler Dummermuth.
Well, a little bit of trickery right there for Coach Dennison on that play. You know, you saw Tyler. He got the pitch. He took the pitch right there and turned around, basically being a left-handed thrower, was able to just toss it down there. Granato got behind the Meadowbrook defender, and it was just a nice little toss by Tyler to pick up the quick 6 points.
Great call by Coach Matt Dennison, executed perfectly. As Andrew Sofer on to try the extra point out of the McKnight hold. The kick is up, and the kick is through. So it's 14-0. New Philadelphia with the lead over Meadowbrook. Here with 10:43 to go in the second quarter on the Dover Philly Federal Credit Union Big Time Sports scoreboard. So Meadowbrook will drop back to receive the kick. And Caleb Salush will kick it away. Josh Quinn back to receive it for Meadowbrook. And he'll pick it up at the 5-yard line. Works down the left sideline, pinned against the sideline and taken out of bounds. Out at the 28-yard line where Meadowbrook will have it first down and 10.
That was a nice return by Meadowbrook right there. They, as Salush put it right in the corner, and Quinn was able to just make it up the sidelines a little bit to give Meadowbrook some field position. Again, though, Scott, you know what Coach Bindle talked about was that third down, you know, not being able to stop people on third down. That way it was fourth down right there on that last one, so you can see that they held him, and then all of a sudden give up a big play for a score.
Freimeyer wide to the left side as Josh Quinn at tailback spot. Kennedy, the handoff, bounces to the outside and quickly wrapped up. The Quakers, they're in a hurry.
Yeah, there was a host of Quakers in on that tackle, and I think right now that Coach Clarkson, the defensive coordinator, was into a situation where he knows they're going to be able to run the football. DiMatteo made a nice stop on that play right there, as you can see. Played the line of scrimmage well, come up and wrapped him up. But I think, you know, pretty much you can just stay in the box right now against Meadowbrook because they're going to have to run the football.
Second down and 13 after the loss of 3. Kennedy rolling to his right. Pass deflected and knocked down by Matt Burek coming in from the left side. And hammered it back in his face. If it would have popped up in the air a little more, it could have been 6 the other way.
Yeah, Burek was coming from the outside linebacker spot on the left and was just able to put his hands up in the air and bat that one down. And I think, again, you're in a situation where I said, you know, they're going to have to establish a run, and I think that reason is just to take some time off the clock. But if they want to get back into the football game, they're going to have to be able to throw a little bit.
Kennedy in the shotgun. Rolling to his right. Pass is going to be caught by Freimeyer, but it's going to be short of the first down. Out to maybe the 33, 34-yard line. And it's fourth down. Meadowbrook's going to have to kick it away.
They're going to have to kick it away. New Philly ought to get, you know, good field position again. If you put the ball in McKnight's hand, you got a good shot at getting it. But, again, you can see the last 3 punts that Meadowbrook's had to kick that they've had. Philly's had such a rush on him that he's just catching it and kicking it. And the last 2 punts haven't been very, very successful for him.
Quakers have a little mix-up on the special teams, and they have to call another timeout. As I think they're trying to sub players in and out because this, even though it's only 14-0, the Quakers have been in total control, and certainly they don't want to have to take timeouts unless they have to. They don't want to waste them.
Well, I think that too, that they can be so explosive on their special teams because of the skill that they have. I think Coach Dennison really knows that you know, as you saw Bryant McKnight take the first score back for a touchdown, that he wants to make sure that he's got the right personnel in to be able to do something like that.
So Bryant McKnight will go back to his own 40-yard line, and Jesse Freimeyer will kick it away. He has not had a great night so far. This time he hits a good punt. McKnight's going to catch it on the first bounce, tried to split the defenders, and gets tripped up at the 35-yard line where the Quakers will have it first down and 10.
Again, good field position for New Philadelphia here, and I think that Coach Dennison will come out here and really, again, try to mix it up. They got 9:16 to go before half, and go put another one on the board.
So the Quakers break the huddle. And they'll come out with Miller in the shotgun. 3 wideouts. And you just have a chance, you just have a feel that they might try and take one deep here. Miller looks to go across the middle of the field. An easy pitch and catch with McKnight at the 46-yard line, a first down. That time it was Miller had his choice of receivers because a number of them were open.
Yeah, they all just ran deep stop patterns, and Jordan was able to just pick out one to throw it to. And, of course, you know, McKnight's probably going to be the easiest throw, just being on the inside receiver and also knowing that he's probably going to catch the ball when he gives it to him. So, nice big first down play for the Quakers.
Well, you got a good look at the 3-5 defense that Meadowbrook is trying to play in an effort to slow down the pass. In the shotgun. And now we've got a timeout Meadowbrook. Something they didn't like. And we have taken a lot of timeouts here in the first half. So coming up at halftime, we'll have the Buckeye Career Center halftime report. And while we have a chance, I know that Charlie Jones would not mind if we plug the United Way of Tuscarawas County TV auction that's coming up on Thursday, October the 11th at 6:30 on PCM TV2. We've got a lot of great items that will be up for bid that night, so we hope that you stay tuned for the United Way TV auction on Thursday, October 11th at 6:30 on PCM TV2.
Well, what I'm looking forward to, Scott, is some memorabilia of some sort signed by Scott Robinson.
That would be Fat Man and Robinson. And fortunately, I'm glad I don't think they have any of those pictures in the truck. So that would be a good thing if those just stayed where they are.
That's one of those things that in Tuscarawas County is just a super, super thing that United Way does, and I know they raise a lot of money, and I know that the money stays in the community, and that's a great thing about it.
We have a good time with it. I appreciate the comments. It's first down and 10 for the Quakers at the 46-yard line. Jordan Miller out of the shotgun, 3 wideouts. Got some running room, and he'll take it himself to the 35-yard line. And it should be another first down for the Quakers, but we've got a penalty flag, a holding call against the Quakers.
It just seems like that New Philly just shoots themselves in the foot on every, big drive that they start out. They pick up, nice first downs, couple first downs in a row, and then all of a sudden they get a holding penalty or a motion penalty, and I'm sure that this is, Coach Dennison, what hair he has down there, I'm sure he just keeps pulling it out every week.
So the Quakers will have it first down, but it is going to be first and a bunch. Nearly first and 24, maybe, in that neighborhood. So Jordan Miller will stay in the shotgun. They'll look to the side for the call. And Miller looks to go across the middle of the field. He's got Dimmermuth. He hangs on to it and gets some positive yardage out to the 47-yard line. And they're going to give him out to the 48. So it'll be second down and 16 or 17.
They're just bringing Tyler Dimmermuth right across the field from his slot position, and he's able to make a nice one-handed catch on that and pick up a first down or pick up a nice game. But you can see here with Meadowbrook's 3-5 defense that they're playing, it is kind of playing into New Philly's hands where they don't have to block as many people.
The Quakers have stayed pretty much in the shotgun on this drive, and they look to the outside. McKnight slips past one tackler and's got one to beat to get to the end zone, and he'll be knocked out of bounds on a touchdown-saving tackle by the Colts.
Well, just a little swing pass right there to Bryant, and he just kind of stops. Picks the
Josh
ball up.
Riggins makes the stop.
Nobody around him right there. Slips the tackle there, breaks the tackle on that one, and you got to wrap your arms around him because he's got strong enough legs. He'll break those type of tackles and come up for a nice game for New Philly.
So the Quakers looking at putting another score on the board. They lead at 14-0 here with 7:24 to go. First down and 10, deep in Meadowbrook territory. Miller looks to the outside in the corner, and it's going to be caught and touchdown. Tyler Dewar was spread out. There was no call from the officials. He got up, showed him the football. They said, okay, touchdown.
Well, nice play right there. Nice fade pattern. Run it out to Tyler. Tyler makes a nice catch. As Meadowbrook's defender had no idea where the football was, but Tyler kept his eyes on the football and gets another 6 points for the Quakers. And as you're seeing on the field right now, we've got another Meadowbrook player down.
And another lineman That is number 70. And that is Jason German. He is the right tackle on offense and playing some defense, and certainly this cannot bode well for the Meadowbrook Colts. What a spectacular catch by Tyler Dumermuth.
Yeah,
and the sad part is you can't call it because the official standing in the back corner didn't make any call at all.
I think he wanted to make sure that that Tyler hung on to it because it was right down the sidelines, and I think he was looking to see if his feet were unbalanced and not being able to look see if he actually caught it.
So a second lineman down for the Meadowbrook Colts, and it looks like they're working on the knee or ankle.
Right there you see that Jordan was able to just step right up there and make a nice throw to Tyler. Tyler makes a nice one-handed catch, pulls it in, and keeps his feet in bounce. And
it was easy. Bryant McKnight knew he caught it.
Yeah, Bryant knew he caught it right off the bat. So it was.
Usually anything you throw within a catchable distance of Tyler Dumermuth, he'll pull it in one way or the other.
He's got some hands on him. So, and again, like we talked about a little bit, you've got McKnight and Dumermuth both being able to play out wide. Jordan's got some options in throwing the football around a little bit.
Coming up here at halftime, we'll have the Buckeye Career Center halftime report, and we'll catch you up to date on all of the statistics that are statistics for this game. And this also gives you a chance, to talk about the fact that excitement's come back to the World Wide Web, thanks to the most exciting website in the world, www.bigtimesportsohio.com. The new website of Big Time Sports. You can purchase a copy of this game, voice your opinions, all on www.bigtimesportsohio.com. So log on today. So there you see the big offensive lineman, Jason German, 6'1", 240-pound junior, walking off under his own power. As Andrew Sofer on to again attempt another extra point.
Well, you can see coming down along the sidelines right here, the New Philadelphia QTs getting ready for their halftime show.
So we're ready to go here for the extra point. And McKnight will hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So it's 21-0. Quakers with 7:19 to go here in the second quarter of action. And it's really been slowed down by timeouts and by injuries. Unfortunately, the Meadowbrook Colts look like they've lost 2 players here so far tonight.
Yeah, I think it probably doesn't bode well for the Colts as they've had 2 linemen get down, and I doubt if either one will be back.
Meadowbrook, next week they've got Indian Valley followed by Dover, Riverview, and Cambridge. And you think by the end of the season against their arch rival Cambridge, they'll be lucky to field a team the way things are going so far.
They could be depleted real well because, like you said, what they've got coming up, they've got 2 of the top 4 teams in the ECOL that they still have to play yet. So it's going to be a tough road for them.
Caleb Salush will kick it away with 7:19 to go here in the second quarter. And Meadowbrook in dire straits, down 21-0. And there's not much running room out to the 25-yard line by Josh Quinn. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Meadowbrook Colts at their own 26-yard line.
Well, they're getting decent field position to start out on most of their drives. It's just they can't get any consistency offensively.
So Meadowbrook splits wideouts to both sides. Kennedy remains under center. And the handoff straight ahead, tripped up is Brock Miracle out to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
Kind of tripped up there at the line of scrimmage by David Schlarb, the nose tackle, and again it looked like there was a little hole there, but closed pretty quick.
So the Quakers trying to shut down the Meadowbrook Colts. It was a gain of 4, second down and 6. New Philadelphia on top, 21-0. They look for the option. Kennedy. Not much running room. Quakers, nice job pursuing. May have picked up 2 before he's wrapped up by Josh Barbie, and also in there is Kyle Witter.
Yeah, it looked like almost like a quarterback sweep around there. The only problem was that the 2 of the backs were behind him and didn't get out in front of him to make any blocks. So kind of, thought maybe the option might be there, but I think he was just going to tuck it and run from the get-go.
Freimeyer comes wide to the left side, and they'll stay in the eye, as Kennedy will take the snap here on 3rd down. The quick pitch, ball's knocked away by the Quakers and recovered all in the same motion back at the 21-yard line. And what a spectacular play by Tyler Dummermuth.
Yeah, right there. He was just going to come, and I'm sure we'll see it here on replay. He's just coming with nobody to block him on the outside. He saw the option coming and just went ahead and tipped it away and went after it, got it on the fumble recovery. But you can see right there that with New Philly bringing pressure from the corners, there's just nobody to be able to step up and pick up a block on him.
Great individual effort by Tyler Dummermuth. And that gives the Quakers great field position at the Meadowbrook 21-yard line. Out of the eye, Miller under center. Miller looks to go long, in trouble, gets away from some of it. Still loose. And Meadowbrook is not a very good tackling team, and they showed it there as Miller made a bunch of fellas whiff and takes it down to the 16-yard line for a gain of 5 out of absolutely nothing.
Well, that's just nice to have a 6'3" quarterback. As you can see right here with 220 pounds, he's just able to break tackles left and right. And again, like you said, Meadowbrook just can't get anybody to wrap their arms around him and make a tackle on him until he picked up about 6 yards.
So it's 2nd down and 5. Quakers have dominated through the first half. And Dummermuth comes wide to the right side, out of the shotgun. Phillips is in the backfield with Miller. And they'll hand it off to Phillips. And he's taken down at the 15-yard line. Gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Went to change it up there a little bit, and
well, you can see here now after the first series on offense for the Quakers tonight, they have pretty much stayed in the shotgun, and I think this is the wrinkle of their offense we haven't seen much, in the first 5 football games, and now I think this is something that I think Coach Dennison thinks that we need to get going and get to work on.
So out of the eye, Dummermuth the deep back, Miller 3-step drop. And the pass intended for McKnight sails way over his head. It'll be 4th down. And they'll bring in a play here. They really are probably in field goal distance if they wanted it, but I think they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, I think they'll look at going for it here with 4 minutes to go in the first half, try to put another 6 on the board.
Yeah, you've got to figure even if you turn it over to Meadowbrook, given the circumstances with their offense, chances are you're going to get it back anyway.
Right, you're not going to go wrong right here to get it. But I think too that Coach Dennison knows that being in situations in big games here, you're going to have to come up with some plays on 4th down.
Miller rolling to his left. The pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage, and Meadowbrook will take over. So a positive there for the Colts.
Yeah, nice job there by the Colts defense to hold the Quakers after the turnover. And again, field position is not going to be great for them, but they didn't give up a score.
Looked like Miller may have had some room to run there.
Miller rolled out to his left there and wanted to turn around and square his shoulders up and try to throw it down the field for that 1st down, and just got the ball knocked down.
So the Colts will take it over with 3:58 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Get a look at quarterback Matthew Kennedy, as he has had a tough night so far. The handoff straight ahead And not much there for Josh Quinn.
Well, Schlarb did a nice job getting off his block and playing the line of scrimmage and making that tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. And Meadowbrook with it deep in Quaker territory, or deep in their own territory, trying to hang on for dear life here, not give up any more points before halftime. They look to take it straight ahead.
Well, you can see now for 2 games basically, or at least a game and a half so far, that it seems like the changes that New Philly made on their defensive line has really been a positive for them, because I know at the first 3 ball games that they were giving a lot of running yardage up, and they've made some switches on the defensive line and been able to stop the run a little bit better.
Nick Barrow with a tackle there for the Quakers. It'll be 3rd down and 8 with 2:46 and counting. So if New Philadelphia can hold Meadowbrook here, they will have some time to work with. Kennedy looks out across, intended for the tight end, out at about the 37-yard line. It's incomplete. And now Meadowbrook will have to kick it away, and based on what we've seen, Quakers should get decent field position.
Yeah, I would think they're going to get pretty good field position again. And again, 2 minutes and 33 seconds, plenty of time for New Philadelphia to try to get another one on the board.
So Freimeyer will kick it away to McKnight, who's standing at about the 48-yard line of the Colts. Can't discount the possibility of a block as well, as the pass to the Freimeyer wasn't too bad. Got it away barely and out.
Well, you knew that New Philly was going to bring the pressure on that one, and I think Meadowbrook knew that too. And to Meadowbrook's credit, they did get the snap back there to wherever he was able to kick the ball away. But again, off the side of his foot, New Philadelphia, great field position.
So the Quakers will have good field position to begin this drive on a short field. There is a holding call, though, on New Philadelphia, which will back them up, as it should take them up to about the 40-yard line.
Well, that's some things right now, and a lot of times I know it's aggressive mistakes when you're holding somebody, but again, New Philly's had plenty of penalties this first half that have looking back on it, there's a lot of mental mistakes also.
Actually, the penalty will take him back to the 49-yard line. The ball went out of bounds at the 39-yard line, or was down there. And now the Quakers, with half the field to go, plenty of time to do it.
And again, coming out in the shotgun and letting Jordan be able to stand back there and throw the football around.
Miller out of the shotgun. McKnight has it at the 35-yard line, down to the 32-yard line. First down, chains will move.
Just a quick slant pattern by Bryant right there. Jordan does put the ball, you can see, right on the money. And again, Bryant, nice catch. Lets you catch the ball in stride and is able to pick up another probably about 10 yards on the play after the catch.
First down and 10. Miller looks to the sideline, gets the play. Clock rolling with 2:08 and counting. Miller to the outside to McKnight. More running room to the 25-yard line, and the Quakers in 2 plays have chewed up a lot of the yardage as they move toward the Colts end zone.
New Philadelphia in their little 2-minute offense right here, not really, on the hurry up so much, is because they're looking over to get the play, but they're doing a nice job moving the ball down the field.
Second down and 2. Miller looking long down the sidelines, got a man out there, and it's another touchdown to Tyler Dimmermuth, a 25-yarder.
Well, there again, when you start looking, at McKnight all the time, because he's been a big play guy right now, you go to Dimmermuth for 2 scores. Nice job again. Jordan steps right up into the pocket. Tyler just runs a little fly pattern down the sidelines, keeps his feet in bounds, makes a nice catch, puts another 6 on the board for the Quakers.
They made it look easy. McKnight will hold. So far on to try the extra point. kick is up, and that one is good. So it's 28-0 as the Quakers on top. And they've got to feel good about this one as we have another minute 28 to go here, and we'll head off to the locker rooms.
Well, I think this is something that they needed. You know, they scored 49 last week against Indian Valley, and not taking anything away from Indian Valley or Meadowbrook, either one. But, you know, both of those teams are probably going to struggle a little bit this year in the ECOL. And nice for New Philly. They got them both back-to-back weeks, and you know, they're sitting good and getting ready for the big games they've got down the road.
Well, the offense has scored more than 40 points in 2 of their last 3 outings, so it's starting to come alive. They're averaging about 25 points per game and giving up just 13 defensively. So, you know, really they're doing a lot better than that over the last 4 games because they were shut out in their opener against Canton Central Catholic.
Yeah, you're right there, and a good Canton Central, and a real good Canton Central Catholic football team that's still undefeated right now. So, you know, like you said, once they got into the league, they've been able to kind of do like Dover and kind of picked it up a little bit.
It'll be Quinn. Has some running room and gets to the outside. Quakers still have not brought him down, and finally at midfield he's knocked out of bounds. So if the Quakers have had an Achilles heel, that really was the only play in the first half where they didn't really wrap up maybe like they should have.
Right, you can see here on the return that Meadowbrook gets a nice block at the point of attack. Quinn makes a couple kids miss, and then heads it right down the sidelines, and again breaks a tackle there. Starting position here, you know, the best that Meadowbrook has had tonight with 1:18 to go in the half.
So Meadowbrook has the football near midfield, actually in Quaker territory. Handoff straight ahead, and Dimmermuth quickly wraps up Josh Quinn.
Well, you can see right now that, again, like we talked about earlier, that New Philadelphia is pretty much stacking the line of scrimmage and just playing the line of scrimmage in first and second down. And if you hesitate as a running back, you're playing right in the hands of the defense.
Meadowbrook just wants to limp into the locker room here at halftime. They are not hurrying at all.
Well, I think they want to hand out the ball. They don't want to be able to put New Philly in a situation at any more to put any more points on the board.
So Kennedy will take it himself, and that will likely be the final play of the first half here, as we are inside the time frame where they don't have to run another play. So as we get ready to break for halftime, the New Philly Quakers lead the Meadowbrook Colts.
Completed one for 8 yards. They've had a total of 10 yards tonight on offense, and also a big turnover. New Philly, again, you know, they've kind of dominated this first half. 17 attempts, 38 yards rushing. But, again, they got their passing game gone. 11 of 17 with Jordan Miller for 180 yards. A couple touchdowns to Tyler Dumermuth, and 218 yards total offense. Key here, too, for New Philly, no turnovers.
And that is the Buckeye Career Center halftime report. Career skills, real-world work experience, academic excellence, and extracurricular activities are all accessible and encouraged at Buckeye Career Center. Check them out online at www.buckeyecareercenter.org. And we are just about ready to begin our third period of action, and the Meadowbrook Colts will receive the kickoff. And they simply have got to try and put something together offensively.
Yeah, I think if you're down 28-0, I know Coach Bendels wanted to come in. He knew this was going to be a tough football game tonight, and we talked a little bit here at halftime, while the bands were playing and things that, right now Dover leading at halftime in their ball game against Cambridge. Dover and Philly's got to look like the two best teams in the league right now. Coach Bendel just needs to get out of here and keep his kids healthy, and like you said, try to get some things going offensively to get a positive setting for him. And it's not going to be an easy road for Meadowbrook the rest of the way out either.
So the New Philadelphia Quakers get ready to kick it away, and Josh Quinn standing back deep to receive the kick of Caleb Salush. And Meadowbrook, couple injuries in the first half of action. Couple of offensive linemen went down. And now they're going to be struggling with that, trying to replace them and just trying to get some points on the board. And a touchback will give Meadowbrook the ball at the 20-yard line to begin.
Nice job right there by Solutions. Meadowbrook was kind of leaning on this side of the hash, and he was able to kick it across the field and kick it into the end zone. So, again, 20-yard line start for Meadowbrook Colts.
So Matthew Kennedy, the quarterback, the junior's gone all the way so far. And we do see one of the injured players, Seth Barnett, has returned to the lineup for the Meadowbrook Colts. In the backfield, Brock Miracle, the deep back. And Kennedy is going to take the snap under center. And Meadowbrook's going to back up 5 yards, and that's not a good start to this half.
No, they kind of jumped a little quick on that. Looked like it's going to be a running play this way. So it's going to put Meadowbrook in a hole right now at 1st and 15.
So the Quakers. So Meadowbrook with 1st and 15. And we'll see what they can pull out of the hat here, as they have struggled offensively throughout the game. Under center, Kennedy with the eye behind him. The handoff to the outside, Quinn. Some running room and tackled by Poorman out at the 25-yard line.
Nice little best direction play right there to start the half with Meadowbrook. As you can see, a little counter coming back through. Nice hole opened up, and Poorman steps up and makes a nice play but again, a positive game for the Colts.
So 2nd down and 5 from their own 25-yard line. It didn't take long for the Quakers to pull Jordan Miller from the defensive line either. They've gone with other players in those spots right now. As to the outside, that's Brock Miracle, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Well, like you said there with Miller, he is, the quarterback for the Quakers and starts as defensive tackle for him. But, again, when you're up 28-0, you don't want to take a chance and have something happen to him defensively. Plus, it's getting a little more, some Quakers getting a little more playing time that they're right on the verge possibly of stepping up and being a starter.
The 3rd down and 3. And Meadowbrook has not had many first downs. And they're not going to get one here, as it'll be 4th down and they'll have to kick it away.
Well, nice defensive stand right there. As I think Meadowbrook went one too many times to the well on the left side, and the Quakers were ready for that play. And again, like you said, Meadowbrook's going to have to punt again.
Brock Miracle with the carry on that one, lost a yard. And Jesse Freimeyer in to punt the football away. Bryant McKnight back deep, and that one is going to come out of bounds on the Quaker side of the 50 at the 46-yard line. So New Philadelphia will have decent field position on this particular drive.
I think here's one of these things, too, you might want to look at as Coach Dennis will come back, put the starters in here. I know it's 28-0, but they get down and get a score right here. I think you might see some different jerseys in there the next time they go on offense, too. So this is a big, a key drive for the Quakers.
Cooper Hill at fullback. Tyler Dimmermuth at the tailback spot. Miller under center on 1st down. Tyler Dimmermuth spins, and not much there, as Matthew Mallett making the stop for Meadowbrook. And it'll be 2nd down and 11.
Well, again, they start this series with Miller up under center, so they might really want to set up here and get this running game going with him under center.
Granado wide to the left. McKnight comes to the bottom of your screen. And out of the eye, Jordan Miller will operate. The pitch to Dumermuth. Breaks a couple of tackles and then takes 3 Colts to bring him down. And still not down. So, 3rd down and 14 after the loss of 3 more.
Well, again, New Philly started out this way at the beginning of the ball game with Miller under center and the I backfield, and then they come out the rest of the half and in the shotgun formation. So I think they just want to, get into a situation where they want to be able to put him under center as much as they possibly can.
Out of the shotgun here on 3rd down. Quakers have been pretty successful. Miller gets the ball away. Caught! And it's going to be close to a 1st down. The catch there made by Bryant McKnight. And looks like, I'm going to guess they're going to bring the chains all the way across the field unless they can make an official determination. They're going to say 1st down.
Well, McKnight goes in motion, and then Jordan rolls this way to New Philly's sideline, and McKnight just runs a deep down and out pattern. And then again, like you said, had enough of a catch for a 1st down for the Quakers.
So 1st down and 10. New Philly at the Meadowbrook 42-yard line. And after the successful pass play out of the shotgun, Miller goes back under center. Dumermuth, some running room off left tackle. And slashes his way down to about the 37-yard line.
Well, there again, it looked like Tyler, the first couple times he was carrying the ball here this half, was just looking for the hole, and tried to sneak up in it and wasn't gaining much yardage. That way he just took the ball that time and just busted up into the line and gained about 5 yards off of that.
It'll be 2nd down and 5. From the 37 of Meadowbrook, Quakers have made the big plays when they needed to. Dumermuth heads to the right side and knocked out of bounds. He got to the edge and he said, you know what, I want to stay inbounds, but he ended up getting taken out of bounds.
I think he was kind of looking to cut it back in to see if he could go back against the grain, but he just kind of ran out of real estate there to be able to cut it back.
So it'll be 3rd down and 2. At the 34-yard line of the Colts, the Quakers have been pretty steady. Bryant McKnight returned a punt for a touchdown. Tyler Dumermuth, the halfback option pass to Vinny Granado. And 2 touchdown passes from Jordan Miller to Tyler Dumermuth complete the scoring. Straight ahead, Hill still on his feet, will be short. It'll be 4th down.
I think they tried to run something inside there with Cooper Hill, thinking that Meadowbrook would figure that Dumermuth was going to get the ball and try to get on the edge. But, again, the Colt defense did a nice job. Held him a little bit here on the first 3 downs in this possession. And I'm sure the Quakers, will step up here and try to see if they can pick up a 1.5 yards.
So 4th down and 1. Dumermuth out of the eye. And to the outside to Granado. The 1st down and more to the 20-yard line. Ball's fumbled, and Meadowbrook will come up with it at the 15-yard line.
Well, Granado makes a nice play on a little stop. A little stop, had plenty of room for the 1st down after the catch. Tried to pick up the yardage a little bit more and knocked the ball out of his hands. And Meadowbrook comes up with a big play and something that they really needed.
So the Weaver Barnes rewind showing the turnover by the Quakers. And the Colts take it over 1st down and 10. And Kennedy under center takes the snap. And nothing there as he is quickly wrapped up.
Well, it looked like he had a bad center quarterback exchange again on that one, so he didn't have anything to do but eat the football that time.
And Matt Thompson on the tackle for the Quakers. And the Colts' struggles continue.
Yes, they do, and that's something that I think that unless they get some other kids back to be able to block some people up front, they're going to have a difficult time from here on out.
Ball at the 14-yard line, and the Colts trying to get out of Quaker or get into Quaker territory, get out of a problem in their own area. As Kennedy rolling to his left, in trouble. Ducks one, then gets a pass complete. And that goes to number 38, Josh Riggins, before the Quakers put him down to the turf.
That was a nice job by Kennedy rolling out, trying to make a play for him. Breaks the tackle right there and tries to toss it downfield. But again, you know, they're kind of in a third and long situation, and without much of a passing game, I think the Quakers can pin their ears back and come after him.
Bryant McKnight among those making the stop there for the Quakers, and it's 3rd down and 7 at their own 19-yard line. This time they'll go to the shotgun. 4 wide out set. Kennedy will roll to his right. And that pass incomplete, in and out of the hands of Freimeyer, and now he'll have to kick it away.
Well, right there was a nice job by the coach to be able to run just a little bit of an out pattern and hit him right in the hands, and I think he would have had enough for a first down as the Quaker defender slipped and fell on the turf. But again, as he took his eyes off the football, wasn't able to complete the pass, so now they're going to have a punting situation.
Well, Meadowbrook's first downs you can count on one hand. Matter of fact, it's probably a couple of fingers.
Yeah, I think they had maybe 1 or 2 first downs the whole half.
The punt will take the Quakers back to the Meadowbrook 48-yard line, where they'll start this time around. And, you know, give the Colts credit, at least their punting game, they're able to get it away and make the Quakers work at least half a field. So let's see what the New Philadelphia Quakers have up their sleeve with 5:27 to go here in the third quarter on Big Time Sports. Next week, it's Claymont at Dover, followed by October the 12th, as it'll be Cambridge here against the Quakers. On Saturday the 13th, Strasburg invades Central Catholic. On the 19th, it's Dover at Indian Valley. The handoff to McEwen. McEwen sidesteps a couple of tacklers. Can he get to the outside? And he's tripped up. If he could have got to the sideline, there was a lot of room out there.
Yeah, one Colt defender right there that was able to stop him as he made a nice inside-out move and thought he had the corner right here until the Colts come down, brought him down before he could turn the corner.
Adam Eagleson, the last Colt defender with a chance to really bring down Will the Thrill. You like that, don't you, Chuck? It's
I
okay.
love it. I love it when you come up with those names.
I didn't come up with it. It wasn't TR Sports Writers came up with it. And again, McEwen gets a big block, penalty flag down, and that one is going to come back. Looked like a pretty good block.
Well, I thought it was a pretty good block. As you can see right here, they just throw it to McEwen on the outside, and I thought McKnight just had a nice block as he took out 2 defenders right there. You can't quite see it on the TV, but I really thought that was a pretty nice block by Bryant, and McEwen was able to make the turn on the turf and get it up the field for about 5 or 6 more yards, but it's coming back.
So it's kind of unusual that would be a holding call. If that's in fact where the problem was, maybe it was somewhere else on the field.
Yeah, I thought that's where he threw it right at McKnight, but it could have been somebody else.
2nd down and 9 after the penalties marked off. The handoff to McEwen. It's got some running room. And down to the 40-yard line of the Colts.
Nice gain that time on a little bit of a stretch play by the Quakers. And, again, McEwen takes it out, gets that green grass ahead of him. He can pick him up and put him down.
Just by looking at the numbers of Meadowbrook, I'm going to guess there is no JV game tomorrow.
Well, I don't know. You know, it just looks over there. And then, like you said, they've had 2 or 3 injuries tonight. So it may be interesting if the Quakers and the Colts hook up tomorrow morning.
Out of the I formation on 3rd down and 2. At the 40-yard line of the Colts, Miller looks to the outside's got McKnight. And he is quickly spun down at the 32-yard line. Nice tackle there by Cody Fairman.
Nice little out pattern by McKnight. Nice throw right on the money by Miller. And again, picks up the first down and moves those chains for the Quakers to see if they could get another one here on the board. You know, as this quarter's moved pretty quick, we have about 3:30 to go.
Jay Yonder's on stats with us tonight, trying to stay awake.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that you'd
He had a tough day at work.
Give him some kudos tonight. I think his week at work this week was pretty stressful.
Miller to the outside. It's incomplete, intended for McKnight. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. We've also got the J&G Big Hitter Award to hand out. We've got the Manor Restaurant MVP. All that coming up as we begin to close in on the end of the 3rd quarter here with 3:17 to go. Quakers with it, 2nd down and 10. The draw play to Dumermuth, not much there. Sniffed out nicely by the Colts.
Yeah, Meadowbrook did a nice job right there on that little draw play that they were going to try to run back against the grain on the Colts, and just couldn't quite get anything going. Again, though, the Quakers are trying to give different looks offensively to run the football a little bit, but it just seems like if they need a play, they can put the ball in the air.
So 3rd down and 14. Poorman in motion to the left side. And Miller in trouble, gets away from a couple of defenders. Now he's got some running room. He's committed. He's going to have the first down and a little bit extra. As that time, Jordan Miller's strength allowed him to get away from 2 Meadowbrook defenders and make a great play for the first down.
Yeah, he was rolling to his left to begin with to try to look for McKnight or Poorman on the other side. Didn't have anything over there because the pressure came so quick, and Jordan just reversed field to come down, and there was all kinds of turf for him to run with. And like you said, Jordan's a strong enough player that he can make some plays on the outside if need be.
1st down and 10. The camera work on the sideline by Ty Simmelink, doing a nice job on the field for us. And 1st down, Miller. The backside handoff to Granado. Trying to get to the corner, slips one tackle and then's ripped down at about the 7-yard line.
Well, there again, just a little bit of trickery by the Quakers staff, and Granado, who supposedly has the most speed on the Quakers, tried to get him coming on a reverse, and you saw he broke one tackle, just couldn't quite be able to cut it back in to get in the end zone on that.
Nice gain of 6 at 2nd down and 4 with 1:50 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Quakers on top 28-0 on the Dover Philly Federal Credit Union scoreboard. Dumermuth fights hard, tries to move forward, penalty flag down.
Well, if I was guessing, it's probably going to be another hold on the Quakers, but a lot of times, Scott, you wonder why they, coaches run plays like the reverse and the draws and the things like that. But that's things you practice all the time, and there's only certain times that you're able to run those, in a football game, and people were looking and say, well, you're trying to run the score up or something with trickery, things like that. That's not really the case. A lot of times, when you do practice them, it's not really at game speed a lot of times, and that's things that, you never know down the road when you may need something like that.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11 or thereabouts from the 16-yard line. Miller rolling to his right. It's got a man open in the corner. McKnight's there, and it's just overthrown. He's out of bounds.
That was a great catch by Brian, even though he tried to keep as much as he could. His feet in bounce right there, but just let him a little bit too much. But again, another hook up by Miller and McKnight. Again, we roll into McKnight's side, runs a deep out pattern, and you can see he had a foot on the sideline before he caught the ball. But again, a great effort by Bryant.
So it's 3rd down and a long 11 here. Dimmermuth in motion to the right side. And they'll look for him into the corner of the end zone. Dimmermuth, touchdown! A 16-yard pass from Jordan Miller to Tyler Dimmermuth.
Well, that was good coverage right there by Meadowbrook defender, but Tyler just stuck his hands up and just pulled that one right out of the air as he went in motion and just ran a little bit of a fly pattern down the sidelines. Jordan just let him enough to him knowing where the ball was and the Colt defender not quite knowing it, and Jordan's not going to drop too many of those.
So far on to try the extra point. That one up and good. And it is 35-0. The Quakers with the lead with 1:11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. They've been in control since the very beginning, and certainly Meadowbrook hasn't done anything to scare New Philly.
No, in fact, I'm not sure how many times the Colts have actually crossed the 50-yard line. Maybe once
At least
tonight.
once, yeah.
So that's been a problem that they've had, that they've not even been in a position to score. So when you look at that score, 35-0, it's really a true indicator of how much New Philadelphia has dominated tonight.
So Caleb Salush will kick it away for New Philadelphia. Josh Quinn will receive again. And Quinn will take it at his own 7 to the 25 and brought down quickly by the Quakers.
Yeah, it looked like Quinn had a little bit of an opening right there, but it closed pretty quick. By,
John Phillips there
New
with
Philly
the tackle.
As Phillips brought it down, was another big hit as he had a nice hit, I believe, in the first half on the quarterback on an option play. So you don't want to hesitate too much when you're hitting up in there.
So it'll be 1st down and 10. Meadowbrook straight ahead.
Straight ahead on that play,
And
another
looks
positive game. But what do we see on the field is one
Actually,
of those
it's a
little yellow
procedure
hankers.
penalty.
Yep. So it's going to take him back 5.
When things go bad, they go worse. And
yeah, it's like
We'll
one of
see
those
how
nights
this-
as a coach right now. You're down 35-0, and you look up there and think, boy, I wish I did have to play this 4th quarter.
and boy, I wish I could play a short 4th quarter. I bet Steve Lenars wishes that maybe the 4th quarter wouldn't even take place.
That could be. He does a great job down there, and I'll tell you, sometimes when games like this get out of hand, you never know what guys like that's going to feel like.
First down and 15 for Meadowbrook. And not much to gain there, as Josh Riggins with a gain.
Well, you're in a
of about 3
situation
or
now
4.
that you got, you might be able to let the quarter run out here before you have to run another play, since you're on a 2nd down situation. So the Colts might just let this quarter end.
And they are going to let the quarter run out, I believe. And that's it, as 3 quarters are in the books with New Philadelphia leading Meadowbrook 35-0. I guess you could say the horses got put in the barn early tonight.
I think they did real early.
Second down and 11 for Meadowbrook as we begin the 4th quarter of action. Kennedy rolling to his right, and the pass nearly intercepted. Poorman had a hand on it. That pass intended for the tight end, Moorer. And it's 3rd down and 11.
Well, they had a rollout. They had a couple guys open early. He just couldn't quite get it outside enough to set his feet, and it gave New Philly defender Poorman and to be able to come over and just knock the ball down. So nice job by New Philly's defense.
3rd down and 11. As Kennedy operates out of the shotgun with 4 wideouts. And the snap over his head, clear back at the 10-yard line. Ball still loose. And Kennedy may have gotten it back, but there is a pile. And it'll be 4th down, and Meadowbrook is going to have to kick it away. And McKnight will be on to return the kick for the Quakers.
Yeah, just a little bit of the snap was just a little bit to his right, and he wasn't quite ready for that. And he was just able to be aware enough to get back there and jump on it, so at least they get to punt the ball away.
We're assuming they can get it away.
We're assuming.
Quakers have been close a couple of times. This time they'll let them punt it away. Uncontested, and it'll bounce all the way out to the 43-yard line where they'll take it over 1st down and 10. First down and 10 for New Philadelphia. And you've got to think that we're going to see some new folks here pretty soon.
Yeah, I would think with New Philadelphia scoring on that last drive they had, they're probably going to bring, I would think, Cody Cox is coming in. You can see a quarterback, and I'm sure he's going to bring in some, he won't make wholesale changes, I wouldn't think yet. So you got to give your quarterback a little bit of time to get set and get his feet wet.
Kevin Wright will get the carry from the tailback spot, making his first appearance in the offensive backfield. Gains maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, you can see, though, that for the most part, I think New Philadelphia's got a brand-new offensive line in there, so they are putting some wholesale changes in on this series.
Clay Selway wide to the right side along with Trenton Bird. And the Quakers stay in the eye behind Cody Cox. The handoff to Wright. Slips a couple of tackles to the 41-yard line, maybe the 40. Gain of a couple. So New Philadelphia in control of this one at 35-0. New Philadelphia again with 3rd down and 8. Cox rolling to his right. Granado's out there, and the ball batted down. We're going to have pass interference.
Yeah, nice job by Cody Cox that time, rolling to his right, put the ball right on the money to Granado, and Meadowbrook defender had to come over the top to knock the ball down, and like you said, there was a yellow hanky go out there, so that's going to be pass interference on Meadowbrook.
So it'll be a 1st down for the Quakers. Well, they've got a penalty against the Quakers, illegal lineman downfield, ineligible lineman downfield, so maybe it wasn't pass interference after all.
It could have been that way, or, yeah, it is against the Quakers. I thought maybe they might have had offsetting penalties because I kind of looked from our angle that there was pass interference on Meadowbrook.
So it's kind of an unusual place to call a lineman downfield from the far side of the field, 15 yards in front of the line of scrimmage. So Must have been pretty blatant. And the Quakers will have it. 3rd down and 13. So the Quakers will have a couple of options as Cox will take it himself to the 35 and down to the 34-yard line. Going to be close to a first down, maybe a yard short.
They're going to be very close to first down. Cody Cox right there just ran as you can see, dropped back in the shotgun, looked up. He just ran a nice quarterback draw right up the middle, and I thought there for sure he might have been able to get a first down on that play as Meadowbrook stopped him, like you said, I think about a yard short.
So 4th down and a yard. Quakers will keep it, and they will go for it as they're up 35-0. The handoff straight ahead. Cooper Hill has the first down and more at the 22-yard line. Big run of 12 yards for Cooper Hill, a freshman, and the Quakers will keep possession. So Cody Cox directing the Quakers on this drive, doing a nice job moving them right down the field. Handoff straight ahead. Hill again. Cracks inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. A gain of 4. 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, nice 2 runs here by Cooper Hill right here from the fullback position. And, that's the thing. They're just taking the ball right down the field on Meadowbrook's defense and with pretty much the JV team of the Quakers in there.
That'll be 2nd down from the 19 of Meadowbrook. The handoff straight ahead. It's Joey Seldenwright. And a gain of maybe 4. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, it always feels good when at the 10-minute mark you've got your JV football team in there to be able to run some time off the clock and move the chains a couple times. So Cody Cox doing a nice job directing traffic.
Down there. It's valuable too because your starters, if they're dinged up a little bit, they get a little extra rest. 3rd down and 3, straight ahead. This time it's Joe Barrett. And inside the 15 down to the 14, it'll be 4th down. So the Quakers continue their drive down to the 6:49 mark here of the 4th quarter. And it's 4th down again. So the Quakers using all their opportunities. Out of the eye. The quick pitch to Seldenwright. Seldenwright has the first down and more down at the 5-yard line. Patiently ran off tackle, waited for some blockers.
That was a great job by Seldenwright right there where he looked like he really wanted to take it outside, saw that they were stringing it out a little bit, so he decided to wait on his blockers right there, cut it back up in, and picked up a nice gain of 6 or 7 yards and a first down for New Philly.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line for the Quakers. And it's been an impressive drive by the Quakers.
Yeah, this has been a nice drive for New Philly as they got most of their second teamers in there, and they'll be able to just take the ball right down the field.
A great opportunity for some experience as Seldenwright again straight ahead down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, other than that penalty, they've had positive yardage on every play that they've run. On the replay, you see right there, Seldenwright just took it straight ahead with the lead block for the fullback and was able to pick up 3 or 4 yards.
So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 3 as the Quakers already up 35-0 here in the 4th quarter. Scott Robinson and Chuck Rest with you here on Big Time Sports. Selden Wright straight ahead, and he is going to be stopped just short. So Selden Wright puts the Quakers down inside the 1 yard line, and it's third down.
Like we said, nice drive by the Quakers right here, taking some valuable time off the clock and moving the football right down the field.
There you see how close it is. Cox takes it straight ahead, touchdown. So it's going to be a big thrill, first varsity touchdown.
Oh, I think that's a great job right there by that group of kids that were able to move the ball down the field. Sofer's coming in here to try to make his sixth extra point of the night.
Sofer on to try the extra point. And that kick is up. It'd be good, but an offside by Meadowbrook. So they will move it a little bit closer. They'll decline it. We'll try it again. Kick up, and the kick is good. And it's 42-0. And I don't think anybody is really too surprised at the outcome.
No, I don't think so. I think, again, New Philly didn't really come in the second half and just, dominate the game and put, another 3 or 4 touchdowns. I think they were just solid right here this half. And again, this touchdown was led basically by the JV team, and they've been able to play 6-7 minutes of the fourth quarter. But it's been a nice, solid football game other than probably penalties that New Philly needs to really correct on what they're doing. They just put together a pretty solid football game tonight.
Well, the Quakers, for the third time in 4 games, have racked up more than 40 points offensively, and they certainly are bringing it all together on the offensive side of the football. Defense, too, playing very, very well as they've given up only 21 points over the last 4 games. And the kickoff be taken by Quinn back at his own 7-yard line out to the 10, the 20, the 25.
Well, I guess you could look at it one way. Quinn's had a lot of playing time tonight by returning kickoffs, and that's pretty much been, in a sense, Meadowbrook's positive yardage that they've had all night long. Again, I think Meadowbrook just has to get down, like you said early in the game, Scott, that they've just not only had injury problems. They've had some off-the-field problems, and I think they just need to get in there and try to regroup and get the season, ended somehow, some way on positive notes.
So it'll be first down and 10 for Meadowbrook with the I formation. And a positive run there by the Colts out near first down territory.
Well, here for the last 4 minutes, we've got, both JV teams on the field. So it's probably a little bit about what might happen tomorrow for both teams. But there again, that's been a positive part of yardage play for Meadowbrook.
So Josh Riggins, who just had the carry, limps off with a bad ankle, and he's being tended to on the sideline. And now it's a first down and 10 after the gain of 10 by Riggins. And in at quarterback is Jeremy Quinn. And the carry is positive for Meadowbrook out across the 45 to the 46-yard line for a gain of 8. It'll be second down and 2. It's almost a little surprising they hadn't started the quarterback derby already here, given a chance they could have maybe tried a couple of different players if they had anybody willing to try.
Yes, you're right there. And again, you don't know how much the second team quarterback's really, going to be out for the rest of the season. And I think, with that position being so key, especially for them because, they pretty much are an option football team. And they have been since Coach Bendel's been there. And in the past they've been pretty successful running it. But that's one of those things about the option. You got to have a pretty solid quarterback back there that can not only make good decisions, but it's got to have to be pretty athletic to be able to pitch the ball or, know when to keep it. So that's one thing I think you're looking at. And like you said, with the score the way it is, I'm surprised maybe Coach Bendel, if he had anybody else, would have tried somebody else in there at quarterback.
So they're going to come out and measure it here with 3:28 to go in the ball game. New Philadelphia up 42-0. And he's just a little bit short. And the crowd cannot wait for that prognostication.
Yeah, we've seen that the crowd is kind of
it's thinned a bit.
Thinned a little bit here in the last 8 to 10 minutes. So want to get a jump on the. Want to get a jump on the traffic on the way out.
All of Chuck Rest's friends were in that section.
All my friends were there, and they've already left me too. So I guess it's going to be a long weekend.
So the Colts will have the first down, and there's a scrum at midfield. And the Colts will keep it with a first down inside of Quaker territory.
The only thing I know is that I'm going to be in beautiful Tuscarawas County for the next 3 or 4 days. Scott, what are you planning on doing?
I'm planning to be being a tourist.
Yeah, a tourist right down in the beautiful southern part of the United States. But that's all right. You'll be back for big time sports.
I'll be back for the
Friday
Claymont
night.
Dover game on Friday. So Quinn at quarterback. And the handoff there, not much running room. As the Quakers able to pile it up. And that carry by Josh Quinn. 2:42 and counting here on the Dover Philly Federal Credit Union scoreboard. Coming up, we'll have a J&G big hitter. We're going to announce that here after this play. And Quinn to Quinn. And a gain of 3 or 4 out to the 40-yard line. And we want to announce the fact that John Phillips is our J&G big hitter. He had the hit of the game, and he has done a terrific job. Had a couple of hits of the game. One in the first quarter on an option hit, and then on a kick return. Also had another beauty. And he is the winner of the J&G Grill gift certificate for the hit of the game. And the J&G Grill of New Philadelphia is the county's top place for food, football, and big-time sports. Quinn to Quinn, and that one will bring up fourth down as they are short. And on fourth down, Meadowbrook will go for it. Coming up, the Manor Restaurant MVP, and first it'll be our Edelweiss Tavern and Inn post-game shows. You get a good look at the Big Time Sports logo on the Quaker scoreboard. Fourth down and 4, and Meadowbrook is going to jump. And it will be back 5 yards. It'll be fourth down and 9. The official in tonight's game, the referee, I think, has had more TV time than Charlie Jones. Fourth down, Quinn rolling to his right, pass complete, it'll be a first down. Ball's loose, and the Quakers will get it back with 35 seconds to go.
Well, again, a good positive play right here for the Colts as he's rolling out. Makes a nice pass and tries to pick up the positive yardage, a little bit more yards after the catch. Nice hit right there by 3 Quaker defenders. And
Cody Cox with a recovery.
Cody Cox's recovery as they pull the football away from him. So the Quakers, it looks like probably, what do you think, Scott? One more play, and that should just about
well, Meadowbrook just called timeout. We'll take a break. 42-0 the score. We'll be back with the final moments here on Big Time Sports. And ready for what could be the final play of the game. It was Max Price at the controls that time. The carry there by number 29, who's not even on the roster tonight. So we apologize for that. And
well, Coach Dennison always brings up a few freshmen for home games, and that's what he does, is dress 4 or 5 freshmen each game.
And that is going to do it as the Meadowbrook Colts fall to the New Philadelphia Quakers by a 42-0 score. We'll come back, and it's time now for the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn postgame show as the Quakers shut out the Meadowbrook Colts 42-0. And taking a look at the final numbers from our ball game, Chuck, pretty dominating performance by the Quakers.
Oh, great job by New Philly, both offensively and defensively tonight. They started off the game by getting a Bryant McKnight punt return for a touchdown, and from there it was all downhill for the Quakers. You can see Meadowbrook started out rushing the football, which they tried to do tonight. 28 attempts, 26 yards. Passing, they were 3 and 9 for 20 yards. Total yardage for the Colts were 46 with 2 turnovers. Again, dominating night for the Quakers. 39 rushing attempts, 127 yards, 15 of 23 passing for 235 yards for total yards of 362 and 1 turnover. Again, like we said, Scott, just a dominating performance by the Quakers tonight.
That's been the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn postgame show. Before or after the game, try the Edelweiss Tavern in downtown Sugar Creek. During the week, try their delicious lunch and dinner specials. And on Friday and Saturday, we feature Italian pasta and the very best steak and prime rib in the county. The Edelweiss Tavern in downtown Sugar Creek. We'll see you there. We'll come back and have our Manor Restaurant MVP in a moment. Stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. 42-0 the final as New Philadelphia defeats Meadowbrook here in this East Central Ohio League battle. And we now like to announce our Manor Restaurant MVP, and it is Jordan Miller of the New Philadelphia Quakers. 3 touchdown passes, did a great job, about 220 yards through the air, and really an outstanding performance. Keyed the offensive performance of the Quakers.
Yeah, Jordan stepped right up tonight and was just able to, as you can see him right there on TV, was just able to dominate. They went a little bit more of a shotgun with him tonight, where it gave him a little bit of time back there to throw, and he just found Dumermuth and McKnight seemed like all night long at will.
And also congratulations to Quaker coach Matt Dennison on his 50th win here in this one, as the Quakers come out on top of the Meadowbrook Colts 42-0.